Right, welcome for joining me. Well, thank you for joining me. Welcome to the channel, I should say. Right, I'm going to be doing this, only a short video, just to show you the start of what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a segmented bowl. Okay, it's actually going to be a sweet bowl, so it's going to have a lid on it as well. I've cut all the pieces. This is going to be in a lot of little videos, this, because it's going to go on for quite a while, because I've got to do the gluing up and everything. I'm not going to go through all of it with you. It's just going to get boring to see all that. Right, now I'm starting off, I've got the rings here, so I've got 5 rings for coming up. So, right, let me just run through it with you. You can see all this okay, yeah?
Yep.
Right, so I've got, I haven't glued any of these yet. These are just a dry fit, and I've got them in my band. So I'm going to have 1 ring, then I'm going to have another ring there. Then we're going to have, let me see, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, right, hang on, 3, right, I've got number 3 over here. So then I'm going to have this ring on there, and then I'm going to have this ring on the top. So that's going to be the bowl shape. There's going to be a bottom on that. I should probably hollow a lot of this first, and then I'm going to have another ring on the top, which is coming back in, and then another ring on top of that. So I'm going to have this sort of shape, and there's going to be a lid going on here. And what I should do is put these rings on last, and then I should undercut all this and hollow this. So it just make it easier, rather than me hollowing that and undercutting this. It'd be easier for me to hollow the inside first, then do that. And then what I should probably do is then shape all the outside once I've got the inside is all done. And I'll shape all the outside. The big difference is going to be, I've done quite a few segmented bowls, and I really like doing them. But I'm going to do this. This is going to be the first one I've ever done with purely carbide chisels. So just to demonstrate with it, I've normally used bowl gouges and things to do it all. I'm going to do it all with carbide chisels and see how we go. And let's see what it turns out like. Let's see what we get at the end of it. So I'm going to get these glued up. Oh, but that actually, I should tell you, is all these bits here that I've cut up. These are going to be for plain rings. So this isn't just it. It's going to be bigger than this, because between each ring here, I'm going to have a plain ring. That's what all these ones are for. So there's going to be a plain ring going around of different colours in between each full ring. So I've got a lot of gluing up to do. I'm going to be busy, and I'll see you on the next video. Hope you join me. It's the only way you'll see what comes out at the end.
See you later, guys.
See you later, guys.
Go ahead.
Okay. Right, just brought you back quickly. Right, I've got all these rings glued up, these 5. So that's the first lot done. Yeah, 1,
6.
2, 3. 6, sorry, can't count. 6 rings. So I've got 6 rings glued up. Gonna let them set. And then what I should be doing is showing you how I use my cold jaws to level them all off and get them ready for gluing as rings. And I glue them all up on the lathe then. So I should put these on, get them leveled, sand them, make sure they're all nice and square, and then they're all glued up. And then after that, I've also got to get all these rings glued up as well. That's going to be loads of fun. Right, that's where we are at the moment. So I'll bring you back on the next one. Toodle pip.
Ready?
Yep. Welcome back. Right, next part, I'm going to start doing some gluing up the segments. Now, I've glued them all. They're all, let me just grab them. They're all here. The first lot of segments. And I didn't have to do them on the lathe. After all, I managed to put them all through my thicknesser. So they're all nice and level. And these are all going to glue up my rings. And these are the spaces that are going in between. So basically that's the bottom half of it, you can see there. And I've got the first ring already on here, which is going to go on this, which is going to be the base of the bowl. Now, I've already flattened it. I've got this in my 5-inch jaws, and that's going to stay in that until I basically finish the bowl. I'll just keep gluing up and gluing up. Now I've put the first ring, and it's the way I like to do it. I've put it into my cold jaws, and that way that keeps everything central. I shall bring it up, get the glue on it, lock it off, and then just wind it in until it comes up. Well, you'll see, because I'm going to do the first one now. I'm going to get the first ring glued on. So I've got something on my lathe bed because I don't want to get glue on my lathe bed. Right, now then, first off I'm going to do on here. I only really have to get onto the edge. I don't have to get right into the middle because it's hollow in the middle. And even the very edges are going to be turned away. But right, so we get that on there. Now we'll get this glued up. Don't need tons of glue for this. It's surprising how good these wood glues are, really. And I would recommend you put something on your lathe bed. You don't want to get glue on there, it's horrible then. Makes your tool rest stick, your banjo gets all sticky, your tailstock don't slide properly. Right, okay, that's a nice amount of glue on there, be enough. Right, now what I do, move that off, I'll bring this up to just about 10 mil or so away, lock everything down, and then slowly bring it in till it just starts to touch. Give it a bit of a smudge, get the glue to be on both sides, bring it up. There, now that's stuck, and that's stuck together. So now it's locked off. I'll pull that up, give it a nice bit of tighten, lock everything off, and that's it. And I'll give that about 10 minutes or so. That'll be set enough for me to take the jaws away and put the next ring on. And then I'll just put the next one on, and then the next one, and I'll just carry on going like that. And that's going to be the next ring to go on, the little one. That'll pop on to this one, then the next ring. And I'll bring you back when I've got them all glued up. Save you watching all the boring process. So, see you on the next one. Toodle pip.
Done. There you go.
Right, I brought you back just while I'm gluing the last ring on that I want to get on before I start hollowing on this. Now, I've had to leave them in between just to make sure they're set. They're not fully set. I'm going to be leaving it on the lathe overnight so it all holds together. Now I've actually started out, I was going to do them in a set pattern, but then I thought if I go just slightly off on a couple, then I can get like a slight spiral at the end of it, which is what I'm going to try for. So we'll I'm just going to spring this round, get this lined up. So right, okay, let me just bring this out, just get it barely touching so I can get the glues to mix like so. Line it up, so this should go dark, 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 dark. So it should get a slight spiral coming round. So it should be quite good. Right, I'll get this tightened up. It's a good way. I find this a good way of doing it, using my cold jaws. Everything's central. So what that means is when I take this off tomorrow, everything stays on the chuck. I ain't got to re-chuck anything. It all stays the same. And then when I spin it up, everything's in balance, so I can get a nice fuss. Because being that I'm going to be using carbide, I want to spin it quite fast. Normally, as I said, I've always done segmented ones. I've done them with bowl gouges and used that to go along. But because this is all, it's all side grade, the way the grain's going. Yeah, I want to get a good bit of speed in it if I'm using carbide. I want to see how I can do it all just with carbide ones. I think it's going to work out good. So I'm going to leave this now till the morning. Leave that on the lathe, all like that. That's glue is set off. It's really hot today, so it's setting quite fast at glue. And then tomorrow I shall hollow it out quite a bit. Well, get it hollowed, because I want to hollow it and finish it all, because when I put the next rings on for the top, I'm going to be coming to a smaller hole, and I don't really want to be having to put my hand right inside to get a finish on it and get it sanded. So I'm going to hollow it out, sand it, finish it, then I'll glue the other rings on, and then I should be turning the outside of it once I've got that done. I might turn a little bit of it tomorrow, but I don't know. I think I'm going to more go for gluing the other rings on for the top, and then I should go for hollowing. Then I should go for doing the outside, shaping the outside, and get that finished, and then it'll be a case of making a lid for it. And it's going to be, as I say, quite a big sweet jar. So, but there you go. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.